Hi guys, Artiar here. So for this video, we'll be looking at the Etheria Restart official launch patch note. So this video here, I'll be going through everything you need to know about the patch note changes. I'll be focused on the more important stuff because there's a lot of like changes, like a lot of quality of life stuff or some buff, everything. I'll be going through most of it, the most important part. Alright, so the first thing we can look at the patch note here, there's a new Animus is going to debug, which is the one that they actually shown in their hyper talk, which is Meal. Alright, and Meal kit here, it will only apply, only instantly go into the permanent summon pool. So which this part here actually also strengthened my point that I made on my previous video. I did mention about you should actually summon on a permanent summon pool instead of the rate up or the targeted summon first. Alright, so this new Animus, we have no idea if they're gonna add in the targeted summon or not, because this targeted summon is not updated to the global version yet, so I have no idea if they're gonna add it to the targeted summon. I assume not, because even Freya is not in the targeted summon. So if you really want Mio, and she's actually a very strong Animus as well, you want to summon on a permanent banner, like what I mentioned in my previous video. Alright, so let's take a look here. It's a control focused enemies that specialize in freeze and also steal turn meter mechanic. Alright, so this is how she looks like. And then we also have another SR. It's a defensive supporter that can dispel as her spear and counter attack as her shield. So it's pretty good because in this game here and Etheria Restart, we actually need a lot of dispeller when you reach until the end game. So they did add new event gameplay, the United Front. I think this is the GVG, because once your union, which is your guild, reaches level 6, then you unlock this function. It will be starting 2 weeks after the official launch, and then the match union will complete by launching simulated attack on each other defense to earn cooperative battle point. Alright, so we have some example here, and then the bottom part here is like how the GVG map looks like. Okay, then the bottom one is Shell Story, is like some mini game event we have in the gacha games. Alright, so we have some mini game event here. And then we have this Prismatic Wish machine. It's also like a mini game or some gacha machine for us to get the Chaku skin, I assume. So Chaku skin is the one that you can interact with the Chaku ring. And then like they will show you the skin here, right? So you can change other skin as well. Then we have core gameplay expansion. So this part here, the Ling Luo story content and unlock challenge group 10 to 12, and then Amber Street introduced at hard mode challenge, so they like extend the gameplay itself. Then new system feature key adjustments. So this is some of the key adjustment which is very important, especially at the summon part. So adjust the guarantee SSR pool count from the limited banner from 100 to 80, which is this one here. The guarantee Freya summon is 100, but when the global launch, they'll reduce it to 80, which is good. And then the pool history can be filtered with all view all pool, so which is this part here, the summon record. So this summon record right now currently is mixed up together with other banner like permanent. Why am I looking at permanent banner even though I'm actually on a rate up banner? So they're gonna separate it. If you are summoning on rate up banner, your summon record here will only show your rate up banner. Then if you want to take a look at a permanent, then you go to your permanent summon and you go for the check the record here, something like that. Okay, then add a Hydra voucher for purchase item in the official website recharge. Basically, is when you pay, you are able to get the voucher instead. So voucher is something like this. Let me show you in the inventory. Yeah, material, this one, Hydra voucher. Special voucher is by the Hydra bank, so one voucher equals to 1 USD if not mistaken. Because if you go to the shop here, when you go to like buy stuff here, you can use the voucher instead of using your real money, but you have to use real money to buy the voucher. Alright, then added region protection for the PvP content, added the band protection mechanic for the PvP content as well. Then they added some quality of life in your like checking your Animus, checking your added level display for avatar in the front interface. All this thing is some quality of life. Then appearance and outfit adjustment is your outfit stuff adjustment. I don't think it's really matter that a lot, but they did added a dynamic avatar frame, which the frame should have animation, and pre-register avatar frame for the public test. Then combat balance adjustment, they do some skill mechanic, and then the combat related adjustment. So combat related adjustment, I think this part is actually big. So which also strengthen my point that I made on my previous video, is about grinding the EXP, grinding the material to level up your enemies first instead of just dumping your gem into the summon, because now your unit ascend to 5 star, and 6 star will give you an additional 5 point to their speed attribute. So now it's a max star, right? So instead of just your basic speed, you're gonna get additional 10 speed. Because when we get them, it's going to be like 4 star, and then you ascension them to 5 star, they give you another 5 speed, and then ascension again, it will give you to another 5 speed, so 10 speed. So if at the same level of enemies, and then if I am 5 star and the enemy is 6 star, if they manage to grind like until 6 star, they grind a lot of EXP to ascension it, then they are actually able to outspeed you because of this adjustment. Previously at the close beta test, they did not add this thing. So this is something new, and it depends on you. Like if you really think this 5 speed is very massive, then you actually need to grind more EXP because you really need to level up them. Alright, then improve some combat stability, it doesn't really matter. Then enemy specific adjustment is the following adjustment is the final effect changes at the max skill. So there's a lot of buff, a lot of changes. The first thing, Khloros here, I did not expect a buff. So Khloros is this guy, is one of the best DPS in my opinion. Like look at this. This follow-up damage previously is 400% on a single target, which we think, which in the previous tier list video I made with Agrogro and Turandot, they also agree that he's actually a very high tier. And now they even buffed it to 480%. Like I did not expect he get a buff, and it's actually another 80% damage to his S3. This is massive. Alright, so this buff here for Khloros is massive, and I don't know why they're patched out, right? Buff isn't that buff should be green color, they make it into red color, but it's just some visual effect. And then Veronika here also got a very big buff, which is this red girl here. Okay, I think I made the screen smaller would be better for visual, right? Alright, so this red girl here, Veronika, she got a buff. Alright, so 80% chance to steal the target buff, and a 100% chance after the buff to spread all her buff to the ally. So previously, this is how it looks like. You have a 80% chance to steal all the buff. Okay, then you have a 50% chance to spread all her buff to her ally. But previously, this is considered balanced because you steal the buff and you can spread it to your ally. But it's a 50-50 chance. But now they're gonna buff her to 100%. Instantly spread all the buffs. So if she have like attack up, speed up, defend up, everyone is gonna in her team will get that 3 buff. This is a very massive buff for Veronika in my opinion. Then the next one is Mia. Alright, Mia here, this small little girl here, heals all ally 25% to 30% of her max HP. This is also good, not like massive changes, but 5% of her max HP is actually very strong. And then the skill CD is also changes for her S2. So the S2 here, instead of 5 turn cooldown, they're gonna increase lower down to 4 turn. So you can rotate her dispel skill a lot faster. So you can do damage to them, and then 50% chance to dispel the buff from 1 buff from the target, and 75% chance to reduce their turn meter. So this buff itself, to reduce 1 turn, it will rotate her skill a lot more better. Then the next one, Xiada. Alright, so Xiada here, the changes on her isn't a lot. It's just the additional hit damage here increased to 90% instead of 80%. The rest here remains, so overall her buff isn't too massive or anything. Then the other one, Tiamat. Tiamat is one of the most popular enemies at beta test. Like even the tier list we rated not that high anymore because she's gonna be good at early game, but when she reach until end game, she's kinda lack of in something in her kit. But now they even further nerf her, right? So they changed the recovery 30% of her max HP to 10%, reduce 20% instantly for the Thunder Spear. So the Thunder Spear is where your S1 here. So previously, when you do damage here, when the bloodshed reach 8 stack enters ultimate form, which is the green color demon form thing, and then heal 30% of her max HP instantly and get 1 turn. So when you heal 30% of the max HP, then she's gonna go into the demon form, and then she's gonna do this AoE damage here. So you will do damage based on 15% of her max HP, additional true damage equal to 13% of her current HP. But this part here will actually get a big nerf. So previously, you're gonna heal 30%, right? and then you're gonna do 30% of 16%, 30% of 13% into true damage of her current HP, not her lost HP. If it's a lost HP, then it will be a buff. But now they're gonna change it into their current HP, her current HP by 13%, and now with the S1 nerf here, it's only 10% of your max HP, and 16% inside your 10% max HP is a big nerf to her. It's a very, very big nerf to Tiamat. I don't know why they actually want to nerf her. I don't think she's like that broken, but they actually nerf her like very big. Then each stack of the blood buff increased the healing received by 4%, reduced to 3%, which is this part here, the bloodshed. Why is the keyword different? So each stack of the healing received increased by 4%. So if you stack up to 20 stack, it's a total of 80% healing received increase. Then now they're gonna reduce it to 3%, which is maximum is 60%. Alright, so overall they reduce her healing received by 20% and reduce her HP gain when she go into the demon form, and it also nerfed the AoE damage, true damage from her S1. So this is a very massive nerf. I did not expect Tiamat got a nerf, to be honest, but yeah, it's a nerf. Then Rahu. Okay, Rahu, S1 here, damage increase, which is 320% of his defense, increased to 350. This is very strong, because Rahu is actually a pretty strong PvP esper when he reached until endgame. So increase of his multiplier on his defense scaling actually makes him even stronger in terms of DPS, while he's actually tanking some of the damage. And then the passive effect of the S3 here, every stack increase his defense from 4% increase up to 5%, which is this part. Every stack increase self-defense by 4% up to 12 stacks. So originally you can only get 48% defense from this part, and now with the increase you can get 60% extra defense from the stack here. This is also very strong. Overall increase his tankiness and also the DPS output because he skills with defense. And then the passive effect of the S3 here at 8 stack, for every 4% defense higher will do additional damage, but that's a cap of 30%. Now they increase it to 40%. So he is getting a big buff as well. Then the next one, Ling Luo. Ling Luo is the unit, one of the unit that I actually like, and you can get her for free after the 7 days, so you don't really need to hope to summon her. You're gonna get her for free anyway. Then the S1 here is a very major buff, I would say, because the RNG chance before your heal, you have a 65% chance to dispel one debuff from the target. Now they're gonna increase it to 75%. This is massive because lower RNG. And then if the target have no debuff, 75% chance to apply the wave prayer. Not a big buff, but it helps because 10% more RNG, it will change the battle. If you trigger more often about the dispel, you trigger more often the wave prayer, is actually better for your overall run. Okay, then Rosa here actually get a nerf. So Rosa is also one of the unit that I actually want to get at the global release. This blue element girl here. So the S1 here, you do damage and then you have a 50% chance to push back the target turn meter by 10%, they reduce to 8%. Overall, the nerf on her isn't too massive, so I would still take it. I would still get her. 8% turn meter, I can take it. Alright, like it reduced by 2%, and then I think it's only the final hit can reduce the turn meter, so 2% of the reduced turn meter, I can take the changes. Alright, I can take the changes. Then the next one, Borgne. Your passive here increase the overall damage. Instead of 500%, you're gonna increase by 560%. Alright, you increase your HP cap amount. Then the S3 here, your AoE damage increase as well. It's a good buff, not too massive, and it's actually helping for the max HP cap from the passive. Then Lilith here actually got a buff as well. Lilith is this girl here. Yeah, so Lilith S2, you do damage to everyone based on 20% of her max HP. Now they're gonna increase it to 24%. Additional 4% max HP is a massive thing in max HP skilling enemies damage. So she got a buff as well. And then Kloss here is actually, I would say Kloss here is actually getting a nerf. So Kloss is also a unit that I hope to get a global release, but they nerf her not indirectly. So previously she's actually very, very strong. So why she's so strong is because of her hack-in debuff and a hacking progress. So hacking progress here, there's a speed down decrease the speed by 4% up to 3 stack, which is 12% speed reduced. And then the hack in here have another 20% decreased speed, is 20%. So overall here is a 33%. But now they're gonna remove the decreased speed here from the unique debuff from her. They're gonna add a speed up, a speed down from her to her S3. So I would say these changes actually change everything. So previously we can actually stack this thing 12% plus 20% speed, 32% plus if you have other unit here to apply speed down. For example, if you apply speed down from Marvell, for example, or Marvell here, if you apply another speed down, it's 30%. So it's actually stackable. 30% plus 32%, you can reduce the target speed by 62%. Alright, but now after the changes, it will actually make her not that broken. I would say she's not good, I would still say she's strong, just that you no longer have the special unique speed reduced in the debuff. They're gonna give her a speed down. So the speed down you can't stack with the other speed down, which means the maximum speed down you can get is 30% from the speed down itself. So you can't use the hacking progress overlap with stack with the hack in and stack with the speed down. We no longer can do that. So even though it's a red color icon here, it's actually a nerf in my opinion. Then for Freya here is also a nerf, which is our red up banner character actually getting a nerf, which is through the S1. So S1 here, originally when you have this dream guide effect here, every time your ally get a buff, you increase your turn meter. This is guaranteed, and every time the enemy is inflicted with a debuff will reduce their turn meter by 4% is also guaranteed because it ignore resist. But now they're gonna add a 70% RNG chance within it, so it's no longer guaranteed to reduce the turn meter by 4%. It's a 70% chance to reduce it, so it's no longer 100% consistent. Alright, then the next one, Turandot. Alright, so Turandot is the girl here. She got nerf. The turn meter from 30% reduced to 25%, which is through the S2 here. Originally, you can reduce the turn meter by 30%. They're gonna reduce it to 25%. Overall, I would say doesn't change too much, but it's still a nerf. Then the next one is Chiaki. It's the illusion version of Chiaki, which is the red color here. This red color SR, this Chiaki version of the red color one, she got a buff. So the S1 here, when you heal 2 allies with the lowest percentage, from 12% heal increase up to 15% heal. This is good. And then the healing here from 40% max HP increase to 50% of their max HP, another 10% max HP, which is also good. And then your S3 here, your healing from 24% increase up to 30%, which is also good. Overall, her buff here is actually very strong. Overall, her healing amount actually got buffed. Then the next one is Dinah. Dinah here, she got a buff. She got a nerf. Deals to your S1 here, originally you do damage, and then you have 40% chance to steal 25% of the turn meter, but they're gonna reduce it to 15%. So this is a major nerf because turn meter 10% changes is big. Okay, but overall the debuff she's gonna apply is still there. They won't change the thing, which is still good. And then the S2 here, your passive and the increase the attacker turn meter by 10% reduce up down to 6%. Here, this one, erosion. When taking a next crit damage, conceal 1 stack, then causing this hit deal additional true damage, and then increase your turn meter by 10%. They're gonna reduce it to 6%. It's a buff, it's a nerf, but I will say she still remain the one of the good SR ranking there. I won't say after the nerf she's gonna be bad, just that it's some nerf on the turn meter bar. Then the next one is Kraken. So Kraken is also one of the good SR unit we can use for Doki Doki, for example. Now you're gonna need more RNG chance. So your S3 here originally is 75% to push back the target and reduce the 35% of the turn meter. They reduced it to 65%. So 10% chance lower to trigger the effect. And then originally your 60% chance to freeze reduced to 50%. So it's a 50-50 now. His kit is still there, which is control. But the RNG layer in him is higher now, so it's no longer that consistent or not that easy to reduce the turn meter and apply the freeze. Then the next one is Sania. So Sania, this one, is actually a big nerf. Okay, in my opinion, it's a big nerf because I really like her. I use her a lot in the close beta test. And now the nerf is the passive effect here. So passive originally is at the end of the turn, she can heal 2 ally 16% of her max HP. They're gonna reduce it to 14% of the max HP, which is still okay of the reduction because we have the healing effect increase based on how many HP I lost. But they're also gonna reduce the 0.8% healing received down to 0.6. I would say her healing skill got reduced, but she's still a good healing unit. But I would say the biggest nerf is the S3 here. So S3 here, they're gonna fix an issue where Sania could trigger passive healing while under stun, freeze, petrified, or slumber. So it seems like previously, even though when she's got control, she can still trigger the passive of healing, but after she get control now, she's no longer able to trigger the passive healing, because originally, even she get control, she can still heal your team. That's one of the reasons why Sania is so strong in the PvP healing thing. Then Marvell, one of the unit at beta test, a lot of players actually complain about him, asking him to get nerfed. So the nerf here, let's take a look. It's pretty big as well. The S1 here. Every time you have a 50% chance to steal 25% of the turn meter from the target. Now they're going to reduce the chance to 40%, so it's no longer even a 50-50. And even if you trigger it, it's no longer a 25% turn meter, it's going to reduce down to 15%. Another thing is the S3. So S3 here, originally you can reduce the target turn meter by 50%, and now they're going to reduce it to 40%. So it's no longer instantly a half turn meter reduced. And then the skill CD is no longer 4 turns, they're going to increase to 5 turns. So it's no longer that fast rotation in terms of Marvell turn meter control, and the chance of RNG is actually harder now. The kit is still there, just that higher RNG and slightly not that convenient in terms of turn rotating. Then the next one is Victor. Right, Victor is this buff guy here. Previously, we can use him as a nuker at the late end game there. We can use him like to one-shot the boss, something like that, or we are actually using him in PvP as well. They nerf him as well, which is through the passive. For every 10% loss, increase the damage deal by 15% to now they're going to reduce to 9%. So this thing itself, even though you look like it's 6% nerf, but it's actually a big nerf. So every 10% HP loss, so let's say you only left 10%. You already reduced 90% of the HP, right? Your damage deal is going to increase by 135%. But after the changes, you can only increase your damage deal by 81%. This nerf in Victor is actually massive because 15% to 9%, even though it looks like only a 6%, but when you overlap it, like with other 10%, if you overlap 20%, 30%, 40%, the changes is actually very big. Then an issue where the puppet Freya can actually stack multiple stack. Here, the S3. The S3 here, originally, we can do damage, hit them for hit, and then before he using the skill, he sacrificed 40% of his current HP, and then convert into shield that lasts for 3 turns. But it seems like the shield couldn't actually stack multiple times. So if you cast a lot of S3, you can actually 110% shield, you overlap another 110% shield, is 210% shield. It seems like it's a bug. They're gonna fix this. So now when he go until global server, he no longer able to stack this multiple times to make it like 210% and 310%. Then the next one is Dorothy. Fix an issue where this skill will not be cast in the auto battle. It doesn't matter to me too much, which is this one here. Your S2 probably won't cast in auto battle. They're gonna fix this. I think will make her pretty consistent, but overall I don't think I will use her anyway, so it doesn't matter to me. Then research number 41, which is our rare unit. So we also rated her pretty high because even she's a rare unit, her S3 can actually increase your turn meter by 35%. So they're gonna nerf this rare unit into 20% turn meter instead of 35% turn meter. Alright, so it's a nerf there. But she still have her debuff, she still have her heal, she still have her buff and the turn meter, just that the turn meter is no longer 35%, it's just 20%. Then shell specific adjustment will be like the other shell effect. They're gonna nerf some of the damage, for example, White Fang. White Fang is this cute little guy here. Originally, you can do 2 hit of 140%, which is 280%. They're going to reduce it to 110%, which is 220%. Overall, is 60% damage nerf. So there's a few shell changes in terms of its effect. And then I'm not gonna go through the shell part because shell part is more about the end, like you're gonna notice more about the shell effect at the end game, so I won't go through that part. And then we have some system related optimization, some quality of life, like instant related adjustment, the display stuff, everything, and then the PvP adjustment stuff, Phantom Theater, Amber Trade, Champion Core adjustment, like the other gameplay adjustment, they're gonna make it smoother and better overall. I won't go through this part. But yeah, basically I think that will be the most major changes in the patch note. The patch note is more about, we are more focusing in terms of the character balance changes, all these things. So yeah, that's all for this patch note. What do you guys think about this patch note? Like, is your favorite enemies actually get buffed or actually get a nerf? You can feel free to comment down and let me know as well. Alright, so hope you guys enjoyed the video and see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Special thanks for the direct support on the YouTube membership. So for the benefactor of Artiar, which is JenMP, SPVCEJVMQ, Trendcan, thank you so much for your support. And also special thanks for the supporter or patron of Artiar, which is Louis Janada, Agni, Wang Tamer, Ziggy, Kamaruki, Sunwalks, Rimu, Choni, Antonio Winterspoon, Kraken, Calamity, Rokos Tendions, Jordan Alons. Special thanks for your support. And also special thanks for the Super Thanks MVP, HMZ, RY, and X Reads. Thank you so much for your support. Special thanks for the direct support on the live stream super chat for the latest tag. Thank you so much for Code Wardeners, Calamity, Agni, Love Fatima, Fatima Little Underwear, Bloods, Riku Fred, Choni. Thank you so much for your support.